3, 2, 1.
Hoy, hoy, Garry.
Hoy, hoy. Yeah, the cocktail show. All right, put on the booze. We're in the mood to schmooze. I just want to have a good time. Let's get some drinks under our belt. Go live, live, live. We have a really good thing going here, and let's embrace it. Bring a drink, and we're turning it into a gin joint like we always do.
Teetotalers are still invited.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, feels good.
Hey, Mr. Meier.
Have a drink or whatever else makes you feel good. Relax for an hour and pretend reality does not exist. Scrape the goo from Monday through Thursday off and insert alcohol in, I'm pointing to my mouth and your mouth. And in the meantime, listen to this. Subscribe to the GarrForceLIVE YouTube channel. Email me, GarryMeierShow@GarryMeyer.com. Text me at 773-888-2157. Follow me on Facebook while I'm still there. This is the GarrForce.
It certainly is.
All right. It's time.
All right, here we go.
The cocktail show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail show.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
I'm the guy. Finger gun.
Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
This is the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour live. Live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On a winter Friday in 2025. Garry, Leslie, or Ryan will tell you which one in just a moment. But in the meantime, of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. And since you're here, you know that the only place to stream along live is
The GarrForceLIVE YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForceLIVE YouTube channel.
All of the past editions of the Cocktail Hour can be replayed on the GarrForceLIVE YouTube channel.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio
We may show them on the screen.
and or talk about them.
Thank you for your attention.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live!
Live. Here we go. On America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka. Yeah, finger gun. Hello, welcome. Thank you for spending some time here on the cocktail show on this final Friday in January. Ellen mentioned that we're going to tell you which one this is. Well, it's the last one in January. So we're going to break the kneecap of winter because February, that's the last month of winter, according to the weathermen, and I'm going with that. So we're feeling pretty good here, and Jenna will be here to give us her January drink, and we'll celebrate the crippling of winter. But before we do anything, I got to kick the tires. There they are. Let me light them up. All right. Todd Pickering is the Puerto Rican doorbell. When he says live, we're pretty much ready. But one more thing has to happen before we get the wheels up, and that would be the removal of Leslie's cat and her wine condom.
Oh, there's the cat.
There, off the lap. Good.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
Watch out, Angie. There you go. Got me a Josh. I know it's very pedestrian, but it's also very delicious. And we've got quite a
Looks
little
good.
buoyancy. Ooh, even the cat thinks it looks good. Okay, ready?
Yeah,
3,
well,
2.
put the goggles on the cat in case it takes an eye out.
Oh,
that dribbled.
yum, yum.
That was a dribbler,
You don't
but
want any
we'll
of
take
that.
it. All
Oh,
right.
no, it kind of just, it shot to the side.
Did
It's
it? A little bit.
Yeah.
It didn't linger.
We've
That's
been doing
good.
okay in 2025. By the way, there's certain things that just need to be addressed in the world. And let's say we get rid of the first R in February.
February.
It could just be February. Wouldn't that be so much easier?
Whatever you need. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm
There's
I'm
a
gonna
text.
send letters to Congress and see
You do
if
that
we
because
can
they're
do that
working on
along
that
when
the
we get rid
daylight
of
saving.
daylight
Right.
saving time. Yeah.
Right. And there's a comment in the comment section. Is that right? Is that right? Jeez, what a mess.
There you go.
About Feb Brew. I think it was who put that up. Well, let's start with the top. Is Keely Ann here? Yes, she is. More daylight, warmer temps, rain, not snow. I'll take a wet schnauzer over a frigid schnauzer any day. You got that right, Kie.
Damn tootin'. Oh yes.
Chuck from WRLR in Gurnee, Illinois, checking in. And if you go out, put a raincoat on that schnauzer. Yeah, keep it dry.
Oh yeah.
And Martin from British
Until
Columbia.
you don't. Yeah.
Until he's always here from BC. Martin, good to see you. And Brian from House Band Oh Yes. Feels like spring on the last day of January. Nonetheless, good riddance January. Yes. I think, it looks, if you look ahead around the country, this is breaking up a little earlier than it usually might. So we'll take it for now.
And Brian making himself a really nice cocktail this afternoon with clear ice. He got a clear ice maker recently. And I got to say, they do look pretty.
He sent pictures to us, yes. And let me mention, in 2 weeks from tonight, Oh Yes, we'll be performing on the GarrForce. Right. Yep.
Oh, yes.
Lloydster, have a safe flight. Hopefully, no, okay. Yeah. Here's the deal. Are you hearing? There are stories coming out now, as they do, about people that were booked on that flight and then changed at the last minute for whatever reason. Do you believe in fate? Destiny, happenstance, luck,
yeah.
Whatever you believe in.
Good timing, good lighting. Yeah.
What are you going to do? David, a lot of rain lately. Luckily, I enjoy taking care of a wet schnauzer. And there's your reference, Leslie. It can be fun for all. Hello from Oakland, Illinois. Yeah, okay. Greg in Georgia, a rainy night in Georgia, warm and toasty. All right.
Rainy night in Georgia.
Sandy.
Is that in our? Can we play that on one of our shows?
I believe it's raining all over the world. That's part of those lyrics. Sandy from sunny and 40-degree West Michigan, where we kneecapped Old Man Winter with an aluminum bat today. Oh, that's a nice touch.
Ooh, very specific.
Yes. Bill from Glendale, AZ, sunny and 65. That's bearable. And in about 2 months, it'll be back to 90. JL, the Chicago dog for the Puppy Bowl is Boone, a miniature schnauzer. Hey, we're represented.
Oh.
Represent.
We love
Mark is in, we do. Iowa checking in. Definitely need to chug my worries today. Well, that's why we're here, brother. We'll get through this together one way or another. Fed my schnauzer some AI and it started talking Italian. That AI will do it.
Scary stuff,
There it is. Mike, dry January followed by February.
Oh.
Brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, for those of you who did the dry, this is it. You're down to the last day, and then tomorrow you kick it back in. Amy?
Now, do you make up for lost time, or do you ease into
I think easing. Checking in from St. Louis. Yeah, Jenna's cocktail of the month, and she got in just under the wire. This is the first Friday she could do it. Kathleen in soggy Naperville over by there.
Yeah, the sump pumps were definitely working overtime today, and I saw where sections of Chicago were seriously flooded. But this is where if it had been snow, this would have been 7 feet of snow.
Right. So count your blessings. Mac is in Queen Creek, AZ, or Queen Creek. Wishing. Why did I hear? Wait, back up. Back up. I didn't finish. GarrForce Nation, the most blessed Friday. Thank you. At Queen Creek. Chad Davenport, part of the Quad Cities. Can you name the Quad Cities, Leslie?
Davenport, Bettendorf, Moline, and East Moline?
Rock Island, isn't it?
Oh, Rock Island.
Oh,
sorry.
damn. So close. All right. And Tundra Blitz, 1 inch of rain today in Streamwood. That's why they call it Streamwood. Glad it wasn't snow because that would have
And there
been.
you go. Would have been a foot or two of snow.
Yeah. Cindy, pit stop. Hello. Okay.
Does that mean you're leaving? Oh.
Leanne, happy Friday to you. And who else? Luke is here from Chicago. Thank you, Luke, for checking in. Okay. I'm looking ahead to some of those. Okay. 36 in Valpo. That's Indiana. And put some more up, please. Friday, Doggy Boy. Do you want to address the Doggy Boy gift now, or let me go through a few more?
Okay, yeah. Because there's
Donna,
a reason he called it Friday.
Yeah, Donna, guy with his dog couldn't get on the flight because of the dog's size. I didn't see that story.
Wow.
Wow, that's what I mean. No stupid daylight savings in Arizona. Okay, yeah, we got to get on track with this where none of us are doing that anymore. Speaking of that, Leanne, thank you. Clarence, I see. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy creator.
Mm-hmm.
He was scheduled on one of those 9/11 flights. You ever heard that story?
And then missed his flight.
Yeah. I don't really. That's why we do this, because what's
it's
the story
so
here?
Quirky, and yeah, the fact we're here at all is so random. But so do we want to show this?
Yeah, you got a package.
I did. Well, there was some confusion today because Doggy Boy said, well, did you get the package I sent? And at the same time, Ryan is saying, did you get the package I sent? And I looked out on my front porch, and there is this poor soggy box sitting out there.
That's a clown name.
That is a clown name. But it turns out that this came from Doggy Boy. And look at it's an air fryer. I talked about getting an
you want to explain why that is?
Because I've been noodling with the idea of getting an air fryer. Everybody swears by their air fryer. Oh my gosh, it's the best. And see, I'm reticent to have a lot of extra appliances, as we discussed on one of our weekday shows. Exactly. I'm not big on the clutter. I don't have an appliance garage, so I will have to find a home for this thing, but I'm more than willing to do so since it looks like it's going to be pretty freaking awesome.
And Ryan was telling us.
And if you ever come in my office, I'll cut you.
Okay. That he now can cook bacon in his air fryer. It's from 45 minutes to a half hour. So you got that going for you.
I got that going for me. Oh, Lordy. She's a big one. That's what he said. Oh,
okay.
There are handles. Okay.
Wow. That was very nice of him.
And, holy smokes, dude. This is awesome. Look at this thing. I am going to, I'm going to fry everything.
That looks deluxe.
Okay. Non-stick air fry basket, 5-quart capacity with non-stick coating for easy cleanup, crisper plate. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cool.
Now, what did Ryan sent? He sent you something. What did he send?
Well, very different delivery from Ryan. These cute little cards that you can hand out as like business cards if you want, but I don't know if you can see.
Oh, that's nice.
Just check the box that applies.
Check whatever.
And my favorite is the one all the way at the bottom in the tiny print. And that is, you can fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Everything's covered.
There. And if
that goes with your
something
jar,
else, you can just fill in your,
And you got the jar.
You know, so with that, I'm going to add that to the prize package. I'm going to throw in a fuck you can give. So you can give a fuck.
There's that. And then one of those pages from the pad. Oh, that's so nice.
So special. I was
All
talking
right.
to somebody who wanted to check out our podcast, and I had to explain that it does have some mature content. So
It can get salty, yes.
you might want to, make sure that the
But
kids are out of the
it's
room.
not a shock. I wouldn't call it a shock cast, shock
This
pod,
ain't
whatever.
OnlyFans, although I've never clicked on OnlyFans, but I've always seen references, and there's
All right.
there's nothing like that going on here.
No, and now it is time for our resident bartender to help us say goodbye to January. Jenna Duddleston.
Hello.
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 How are you?
Jenna, do you have an
I'm
air
great.
fryer?
No. One, I don't actually have the like physical space for one. And two, I'm just like, I got a stove, so use the stove. Use the
But
oven.
leftover pizza. I hear that leftover French fries
Mm-hmm.
are now going to be an entirely different experience. So I'm very excited.
Leslie, I'm always finishing my French fries. So I don't feel like
There is
Nothing
that.
left
How
over.
often do I have leftover French
that's
fries?
yeah. No,
I
my
throw two
parents have it.
in the container, so it looks like I have some control. But
Yeah. No,
Do you serve food at your bar, your family's bar?
the finest bucket of cheese balls and pretzels you'll find south of
That's all you
Roseville.
need. That's
Yep.
all you need, right?
Mhm.
Keep that booze
it.
going.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Good. So we were talking before we went
Mm-hmm.
live,
Live.
and you thought, I said, when is Mardi Gras? And you said it's Tuesday.
I messed up.
And then Leslie
So
looked it up, and it's not
it's
Tuesday.
on a Tuesday. But
It's on a
always on
Tuesday.
a Tuesday.
And I thought, wow, that's coming up pretty fast. I know it's
Yeah.
February, but it's in March this year.
Yeah.
Right.
And you were thinking of Super Bowl week because they're starting to ramp up because Super Bowl's in New Orleans. So they
Right.
will have festivities all this week.
Yeah.
But here's what we can celebrate. Groundhog Day is on Sunday.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And that's a counterintuitive kind of event where if the groundhog sees its shadow, 6 more weeks of winter, right? And I'm thinking, well, the
That's
sun
a
must
bad
be out.
thing. Yeah.
The sun must be out. So if he sees
Yeah.
his shadow, so you should say it's going to end sooner, but it's not. It's different.
Am I the only one that always thought Groundhog's Day was the weirdest thing that we as a nation like celebrated? Like I can't be because here's my thing is I'm like, so is the groundhog determining if he sees a shadow? Who is the groundhog communicating to if he sees a shadow?
Okay.
Or is it the person that helps the groundhog come out of the ground who sees a shadow? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like,
No.
I have
I
a
think-
lot of questions, and
Yeah.
I just think it's the weirdest thing that we do as a country.
Okay. It's a distraction in the middle of winter. And if
Yeah.
you're looking for meaning, don't.
They always have those guys doing the proclamation in Puxatawny, and they wear the outfits, and then it sounds like something that they scratched out on a napkin a half hour before. You've got an entire year to make this proclamation, and every year it just sounds, I don't know, haphazard.
JL said PETA wants the groundhog taken out of Groundhog Day. Maybe AI
does
will
not
replace
surprise
it
me.
soon.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
And then AI can come up with its own shadow.
Well, it is silly to have this giant rodent dangling there. It is weird the way they
it looks
It's weird.
abusive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of rodents, I actually have a fun story about a rodent, and I'm curious if anyone else in the chat who's probably from the Chicagoland area can agree to this. So obviously, as we know, in the city of Chicago, we have a rat problem. They tried to bring out the Mancoons. The Mancoons didn't work. Okay.
What's
There's
a
rats.
Mancoon?
Mancoons are the really big cats that almost look like dogs.
Maine Coons. Are they
Maine
Maine-
Coons, sorry.
Maine
Maine
Coons?
Coons, yes. So I am used to seeing rats because it's just part of the city's ecosystem at this point, right? I'm coming home the other day and I'm driving down my little side street and it's 9:30 in the morning, mind you. And I'm like, that's really bright. What is that? And I get closer and it's a rat, but it is a white rat with a brown head. So we have so many variations of rats now in this city that we have white rats roaming about. I couldn't pick my jaw up off the floor to take a picture fast enough because I've seen white rats like in PetSmarts, in movies, on the
Right.
streets of
In
But
Chicago.
not with a brown
laboratories.
head.
Well,
Mhm.
Is this going to be the next Wuhan, Red Death Wuhan? Like, is this perhaps a lab rat that has escaped? We had those crazy monkeys out in the Carolinas. This doesn't sound like a standard rat.
I just was so taken aback. But like, I'm in Bridgeport. Like, how far is this rat making it? Where's the nearest lab to Bridgeport? Hyde Park? They're roaming from Hyde Park all the way
University
to
of Chicago. Yes, they would
There
have
they are.
two-tone
Could be.
rats.
like two-tone. I was like, do we really have that many variations of rats now in the city that we have white rats roaming about?
Now they're like dogs. They take the different breeds
Yes.
and mingle them, and then you get a whole new breed.
And they're incredibly bright. So
It's
maybe
a lab-
they're trying to
wait,
mix things
Yes,
up.
it's a Labra rat. That's what they call them, Labra
Okay.
rats. Labra rats.
Like labradoodles
Yes,
and all that.
that's what they're
Yeah,
doing.
okay.
Yes.
Well,
It
you
was
know
not
what?
a guinea
That would
pig,
be
I
great.
promise. It was not a guinea pig because I stopped the car to get super close, and that
Still had the
little
fleshy
MFer
tail.
was a rat. It was a rat. If I know rats, unfortunately.
If
in
you
this
do
city.
not pick up after your dog, you will have rats. Rats love the protein and dog droppings. So if you don't feel like picking up dog crap, you're going to have rats. They only go where the food is.
Yeah.
You leave your garbage can lid open, that kind of thing, you're going to have varmint.
But imagine the PR, like they could really change America's view of rats. 'Cause look we let squirrels run around all the time and they're rodents too. It's the fluffy tail. So imagine if these rats get a wind of this and say, you know what? Let's push the white and brown combination because that's really earning us some points. People are taking pictures and we don't look nearly as scary and creepy if if we started working it a little better.
Did I say varmin? It's vermin.
Vermin or a varmint?
A varmint. I think I was
It's like
talking
potato,
about
potato. I
my
feel like at that
GPS
point.
system. I have a vermin. A varmint. I have a varmint GPS. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, here's something else. I saved this because we talked about it several weeks ago.
Yes.
Jenna, people on TikTok were claiming to have found a new New Year's Eve hack to improve their love life by devouring 12 grapes at the stroke of midnight. Some people claim they were single for years, did this hack, and met someone soon after. Now, New Year's Eve 2023, I remember when you were on right before that, you said that you were going to do something, set it under a table, I believe, that you heard did this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did it.
And
it's just me up here. So, it went
This
well.
is where she got close to the rats.
However, my best friend did it, and the next day she met a guy and talked, but it didn't she didn't marry him, but they did talk for a few months. So
had you heard of the 12 grapes?
I heard of the 12 grapes, yeah, and the 12 grapes wasn't my year. 2024 wasn't my year for love. That's okay.
Okay.
Well,
I just thought I'd bring that up because I know you.
I didn't do the grapes though. Again, I was like, I'm gonna go. Well, no, I actually was sick this past year. I went to Nashville the end of the year for my friend's birthday, and we all came back with the plague. It was like the Nashville. I've never been that sick in my life. I was down for a week.
This is
brutal.
really going all over. I was down with that for several weeks. It was brutal.
I felt, I don't know if anyone else gets this way, but maybe it's the Catholic guilt in me of you actually need to prove that you're sick in order to be sick. But I was like, I'm sick. I can't get up. I was standing, my head was spinning right away. And the comfort was I went with a group of 9 and all 9 of us got sick. Every single one got flu A, and I didn't go. I got home Monday and was going to go to work Tuesday. And I was like, yeah, I can't go in. And I was going to go in Wednesday, and Wednesday was the holiday because it was the new year. And then I was like, I'll see you guys Monday. I cannot get out of bed. It was brutal.
So debilitating.
Yeah. Not a fan.
We had to cancel a cocktail show. I had no energy.
That's so not you, Gary.
That's never happened for health.
No.
Yeah.
No. We had one previous Friday show where we had some technical issues that you couldn't join us for, but otherwise Yeah, it takes a lot to make
Ugh.
a Garry Meier
No.
sit it out because of the Catholic guilt.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It's the
That's it.
Catholic
And
guilt.
here's how it's kind of sick. My father has a heart attack. He is wheeled into the hospital. I leave the radio show early to go to the hospital, and he's in the intensive care unit. I walk in. He looks at me. He looks at the clock, and he goes, "Why aren't you on the air?" This is how we don't stop doing anything for anything.
No.
Yep.
Priorities.
Catholic guilt, yeah. That's my diet. I mentioned that at a recent premium show opening. That's how I diet. It's a guilt thing. If I eat too much, then I'll punish myself for a day or two. It's a whole Catholic thing.
Everything comes back to Catholic guilt. Everything
Yes,
I have in my life stems from
punishment. Yep.
Catholic education. My entire life. It's going really well.
Good.
People pleasing has gone really well because of my Catholic guilt. It's great.
Makes you a great bartender.
It does. And in that note, I forgot the glass because I've had my glass frosted. So I'm going to run and grab that. And then I will come back and start making
And
drinks
if
for
you've
me.
ever had your glass frosted, you know what she's talking about.
You know, and she's all about having all the senses involved. So having a frosted glass, I'm sure, is going to play into the visual aspect of the, see, right there. That's it.
It just
That's
looks
birdie.
pretty already, right? So
It does.
yeah.
One of the things I got for Christmas is a rubber ice cube tray, and it has my initial G.
Those are so
embedded in it.
cool. Yes,
Yeah.
I love those. Yeah. Big fan. Big fan. I realized when I was coming up with a drink, I've never made a martini for you guys, which I
Really?
think is I've never made a form of a martini with vodka or gin before. Like I've made variations of like, we'll say fun martinis, more like colorful, flavorful martinis. But I do think that there are certain cocktails that you should know how to make in your back pocket. And I think a dirty martini, I've been told mine is like fantastic. So we're going to try to make the dirtiest of all. But we only need 3 ingredients, and that is some dry vermouth, some vodka, and then some olive juice, olive grind, whatever you'd like. So I know a lot of people don't like to do sweet vermouth in theirs, but that's what makes the martini the martini. And guys, you only need like a splash. Like I promise you don't need more than like the smallest bit of an ounce. I literally do just like 0.25 in there, and that's it.
Wow.
Some people will do it where they'll put it in the on the inside of the glass, just get it on the inside and then dump it out. I don't want to do that because I don't have the space to clean up.
Vermouth is just a wine, right?
Yeah, it's just a
kind
wine.
of what. Can you use other wines in lieu of vermouth?
I've never done it personally, and it's also the way that this is aged that makes it that way. So I wouldn't do a wine in there if I were you.
Okay.
Next, we're going to take our vodka. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces. Depending on how dirty you want to make this, that will depend on your vodka. So if you want it like extra dirty, maybe just do 1 ounce. If you just
what kind of vodka is that?
Tito's. Good old trusty Tito's. I like that a lot. And then
reasonably priced, right? That's a
reasonably priced. It's really good. I feel like it's kind of a standard now at this point. And then I'm just going to do 1/2 ounce of the olive juice. Olive grind. Let's do a splash more. There we go. And then we're going to add our ice and we're going to shake it. Now, if you're doing gin, you will stir gin. You will not shake gin. The reason why you are going to stir gin is because if you shake gin, you bruise the gin, which means you lessen the alcohol. With vodka, not so much. Go. Shake, shake, shake.
Ooh, this is where that auditory sense comes in.
Yeah. And then we're going to
got all of them covered. Yeah.
Got all of it right there. Okay. I'm going to pour it on in. Just beautiful. All right.
Perfect.
And we're going to take an olive for my little olive guy. You could do any kind of olive, blue cheese, regular. I just have a regular guy. Just going to do 1 in because that's it. And again, something everyone should have in their back pocket, how to make a nice little dirty martini.
Cheers.
And that's cheers, guys. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred.
I can almost taste it. You can feel that.
Yeah.
drink.
It's good. And
Yeah.
I feel like if you're someone who wants to drink martinis, but you don't know where to start, like espresso's great. But I feel like a dirty martini is like the next step above. And also, guys, like I had a wine professor say this to me, and it's a great piece of advice. And he was like, I'll teach you how to drink properly, what you should drink, how you should drink, what pairs well with what. He goes, but at the end of the day, like drink what you want and drink it the way you want to drink it. So like if you want it shaken, shake it. If you don't. Like it's totally your call. And you just got to do what feels best to you. But everyone should know how to make a dirty martini.
Perfect. To
Nice.
end the
Damn, that's good.
month of January, as we're going to break the
Yeah.
kneecap of winter today.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so nice though right now. It's crazy.
Well, daylight lingers now, noticeably lingering.
There is still a glow to the left, and here
I
we
can
are at
see my glow.
5:30.
It's crazy.
5:30 Central, you still have daylight. In a few weeks, we'll set the clocks ahead and everything's good.
And then we're back to normal. Well, as normal as we can be.
Well, yeah. All right.
What were you doing 5 years ago today? This is when the lockdown really started
To brew.
nationwide. Yeah.
Same friend that gave me the plague. She had come back from a work trip from Vegas and was severely sick. And I was like, she's never sick. This is weird. And then, oh God, this is like a foreshadowing, I feel like. But then she got sick and then we all got sick. And it was all that, like, we couldn't figure out why. And I remember asking questions because I was bartending full time. I was like, I don't have the luxury of working from home. So like, what are you guys going to do? And I was like, oh, I'm going to lose my job. This is going to be fun. And then I started
bartenders essential workers. Like,
nope.
Like
no, they should have been.
Workers,
How
grocery store
How long
employees.
was your family's bar shut down during COVID?
March 17th. So St. Patrick's Day was the official day we closed
Good
until
start.
Yeah, great start. And I want to say we opened up in like July, but it was like 25%.
Right.
Like, and it wasn't really great because they were like outdoor dining.
Yeah,
And I remember
well,
talking to a local reporter here and she's like, that's great. I was like, we live in the Midwest. Not every place has outdoor dining. It's not something that's a part of the DNA.
right, in
the
March,
city.
not really something people
yeah.
gravitate towards. And
Yeah.
how long has your bar been open, the family bar?
Since 1938.
And was this the worst patch, those several months where you thought this might be it?
Our blessing was that my mother and her siblings owned the building. So that was the blessing, was we owned it. And I remember being like, okay, it's going to suck, but we still had like tenants upstairs because we have 2 apartments above the bar. But I said to my mom, I was like, Mom, I know this sounds crazy, but like, I don't think we're done serving yet. Like, I still think we have stories that are supposed to happen. I think people are supposed to meet people. I think we're supposed to help people celebrate good times and bad times. And I just don't think we're done yet. Like, I still feel like just getting started. So like, we just need to find a way to like push through. And she agreed. And, you know, but I will say this is like, as crazy as it is, like, I'm not sitting here talking to you guys if like that doesn't happen, because that's when I started Bar Talk. Like, I started Bar Talk because I lost my job during the pandemic and was like, I need to find a reason to get out of bed. What's that reason going to be? And I was like, I want to bartend. I was like, how do I do that? And I was like, oh, I've had this idea. It's not really what I thought it was going to be, but like, what if we just start and see how it looks? So I didn't really know what I was doing, and it just like has evolved, and I get to come on here with you guys once a month. So it's like, I don't know. I have this like belief of like, you don't know if what's happening to you is the best or worst thing ever in the moment. Like,
Yeah,
you
we've
kinda
talked
get some
about that
years.
recently, where something seems to be bad and it turns out to be the best thing. The
It's the best
example
thing.
that we brought up, Leslie had this story about this guy who was delivering pizzas, and the house that he had to get to was blocked because of some police activity, right?
And it was in the middle of that Arctic blast.
So he walked, I don't know how far he walked to deliver the pizza, but he got no tip. And then this somehow got out. And then
One of the cops who was
one of the
there
cops.
monitoring the situation with this crash saw the guy hiking it and saw him coming back and started a GoFundMe saying,
And it's up to
"Nobody
what,
should get
40
tipped."
some $1,000 now?
around $40,000.
So he would, if he got a $5 tip, which is a big tip for a pizza delivery guy. Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been satisfying to him, I guess. But the fact that he got nothing gave him $40,000.
Yeah.
So best thing that ever happened.
Garry
It's-
also likes
yeah.
to use the story of that Chicago woman who had the police raid her apartment. They raided the wrong apartment. She was not dressed at the time, and it was horrible.
That
And
was
she was
bad.
terribly embarrassed, and it was
That is embarrassing. Yeah.
brutal. Yeah,
Yeah, but she, okay.
Gary's
Here's-
willing to
here's-
go
okay.
completely
Right.
naked
Here's
if
the
he could
sil-
just get the
Naked.
Here's the silver lining. She was awarded $2 million by the city.
There
She's
you
a
go.
school teacher, I believe. How long would it take her to make $2 million? And I thought, damn, I'll parade around in front of cops for half of that naked.
Jesus Christ.
But no, come on. It
No,
happened.
I know what you're saying.
Is
Yeah.
it really as bad? Because that'll all fade. That
Yeah.
event will fade. The $2 million is still in the bank.
Yeah,
Right?
you just it's still, I hope it's still in the bank, or it's, accruing to make her more money.
Okay, whatever. She got, and I don't
Whatever.
think it's
Yeah.
tax. And I don't think you can tax that. I think those settlements are tax free. So it's $2 million. And yes,
Oh,
it
I
was
didn't know
not.
that.
I'm sure the moment that it happened was not pleasant, and they had to fix
Right.
her door and everything. But still, when all that fades, $2 million, nobody remembers her or her being naked, right? So
Yeah.
take it.
And this is how we will now take the horrible pandemic and turn it into a memory that isn't quite so horrible because it gave us you,
Yeah.
Jenna.
I said, I know it was really hard for a lot of people, and I feel for them, and I know people lost people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was the best thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, was the world
Really?
shutting down. It was the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
Absolute best in your entire
Absolute
life.
best. It's not even close. It changed my life forever, because it was something I've always wanted to do this. And I kept saying to God, like, I don't have the time. And I felt like he gave me two paths, and he's like, okay, you got what you wanted now. So what are you going to do?
Oh, okay.
And I was
Wow.
like,
That's
all
good.
right, dude, got it. And here I am, making you a dirty martini on a Friday night, guys. Happy
Yeah.
January.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, thank you. And we'll look forward to that February drink.
Yes. Can't wait.
Thank you, Jenna. All right. Ryan.
Don't we just love Jenna? Even the commenters. I mean,
Yes.
What's not to love about that gal?
So Ryan had a number of odd things happen, as he does every week. And I would get the text of this just happened. I don't even remember half of them.
I don't even remember.
Okay. Here's the one I do remember. You said there was a knock at your door.
Yes.
And tell the story.
Someone knocked at the door. I got to even remember. Jamie answered it. I wasn't going to answer it. And I got to remember.
What time of
it's
the
been
day was
such-
this?
7 a.m. I think they wanted a bag for the dog poop, right? I think that's
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Now I remember. You said they knocked on the
Yes.
door,
Door.
and your
And
wife
said,
opens the door, and the woman
grocery.
goes, "I need a plastic bag to pick up dog poop."
Wait, I've done this to a person.
Done what?
Knocked on their door and asked for a bag?
Because I was walking my niece's
beagle?
dog. I was dog sitting my niece's dog, and I thought I had enough bags with me. I only brought one, but of course the dog wants to parcel it out a little bit. And now it's pooped on this person's front lawn, and I don't want to just leave it. And I see her kids out playing, so I know I'm not going to ask the kids. But I'm like, hey, is your mom around? Can I
good.
have a bag?
Uh-huh.
So was the poop on
Mommy,
your lawn?
mommy, that woman wants a bag.
Bag for
No,
poop.
it was on the sidewalk. And it looked like the dog walked the whole length of the sidewalk. So she said it was a big dog. And I said, Jamie, I don't know who it is. Let's not answer the door. Well, maybe they're selling something. And I said, at 7 a.m.
Even more
we
reason
don't-
not to answer the door.
We don't want to buy anything. So she gave her 3 plastic bags, but then it just didn't turn out a mess. She messed up. The sidewalk was a mess. And
See, okay. Leslie's had a couple stories about people getting shot for just coming up to a house or
Correct.
something.
In one case,
Right.
it was a wife had ordered Instacart the husband didn't know about her placing the grocery order, so he shoots the poor schmuck who's showing up with the delivery. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in the situation where I'm walking Flynn, didn't realize I had no more bags. He poops, and so I would look for another person walking a dog and ask if I could have one of their bags. There's no way I'm walking up to anybody's door.
There is bag etiquette out there.
Yeah. And then I've had people approach me, and it's so everybody's paying forward and backwards and all that.
And then the other thing, and I think you said, Leslie, power wash your eyes. My neighbor was out sunning himself on a jock strap.
Sunning himself where? In the backyard?
In the backyard on his lawn chair.
Okay, sunning himself in 40-degree weather?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, we all need vitamin D, but...
And Henry said, what's going on out there? And I said, don't go out there, Henry. He might be part of that nudist colony. There was a Wheel of Fortune puzzle that the answer was nudist colony. And then Henry asked me, what's a nudist colony? And there goes my lights.
We knew it was going to happen. He's got a sensor.
Ryan,
I got a sensor.
If we feel your comments are inappropriate, we just turn the power off.
Exactly.
There was a Wheel of Fortune puzzle, and the answer was nudist colony. And then Henry says, Mom and Dad, what's a nudist colony? Are they naked in there? And I said, yes. Well, did the men have their peepers hanging out? And I said, yep. So why would they do that?
Oh my God! Why would Wheel of Fortune have that as a clue? That's kind of weird.
That was a
gotten
clue.
Wild since Ryan Seacrest is
and speaking of that, the two I've watched, the contestants have been so happy when they won the final thing. They tackled him and knocked him down.
That
and
doesn't
he
take
said,
much. He's 19 pounds.
And he said, well, I didn't sign up when I was the host. I didn't sign up for being knocked down. I mean, he was joking.
You know what? Here, again, if they're paying me $30 million a year, you can beat the hell out of me at the end of the show. Really.
So how's this? The Chicago Auto Show is coming up. They are doing Wheel of Fortune auditions at the Chicago Auto Show this year.
Are you going to sign up?
No. I will be at the Chicago Auto Show a couple of days, but I will not be signing up for Wheel of Fortune. But if you want, there's all the more reason to come out. Isn't that exciting?
Ah, nice. All right. I want to do a plug here for one of our sponsors. Karen had a comment there that mentions
where
Karen is a Burkhalter. Can you see that?
I'm looking.
Scrolled by there.
Here. There we go.
I was visiting the old neighborhood in Chicago suburbs near O'Hare International, and on the way home, I passed the Buddy Bear Car Wash in Maywood. It was very busy at the car wash. Yes. Buddy does a lot of business, and they get those cars through there pretty quickly. And they got the good vacuum cleaners.
There you go.
Giving one away? Are you giving a car wash away, Leslie?
You know what? If you are in the Chicago area and you are today's winner, yes, I will give you a free Buddy Bear car wash.
You got to have the good vacuums at the car wash. Otherwise, because some of these they don't suck anything.
No. Just don't give them the other card when you go through the car wash line. Just don't hand them the other card.
Right.
I'll make sure that we keep these separate.
Wait, is this good for a free car wash? And the guy goes, yes, it is. yes, it is. Keep your peepers in your pants.
That's right.
So did he pursue that anymore after you told him what a nudist colony is?
No, but then the guy in the jockstrap fired him back up. That why is there underwear with your butt hanging out? And
jeez, what kind of neighborhood is this? I've seen your house. It looks like a nice neighborhood. I don't know what's going on.
It is. It's just odd. And then he made the comment, which is sort of follow up. He went to high school to see the Archbishop this week, and he said, there were some hot girls there. And I said, what did you say? Nothing.
Ooh, he's how old?
9.
Yeah. And I don't remember at 9 if girls were in my orbit yet, but here's what's happening because he's got access to so many visuals where he's getting stimulated early on.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot girls with the Archbishop.
Hot girls with the Archbishop. Yes, he has a few people. He says, Dad, you know what a crush is? And I said, I do. Well, I have it on this girl. I said, okay.
Wow.
So he talks to me. He said, "Well, I
Aw.
know you were born in the '70s, so you don't always know what I'm talking about." And I said,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. The 70s.
Or tell me about the '90s.
Lordy.
What was the '90s like? Oh, it was the '90s.
Because that's ancient history, son. I
Right.
don't remember too.
We've traced Ryan's life back and realized that he was being brought home from the hospital after his birth when I was working all nights at a radio station. So,
Thanks for stopping by The Loop, FM 98, WLUP Chicago.
so his parents could have been listening to me as they brought him home.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And there he is in the car seat. And his mother looked back and went, someday you're going to be working for this guy.
That's right.
And here it is. Ah, the
Hey,
humanity.
by the way, some of our commenters have taken it upon themselves to give us a hashtag for this week's
And
giveaway.
I think they are
You know
right.
what?
What is that?
Yeah.
Hashtag peepers.
Oh,
Hashtag
that's
peepers.
great. Hang on.
Don't
Yeah.
Give
leave
me a
your
second. I will put
peepers
that in
hanging
there.
out.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
that's the word that
Peepers.
pays. Leslie, you want to show us what you're giving away, and then we'll take care of some business.
Why not? Well, because Brian Sheridan from Oh Yes started it. Brian Sheridan is also in a band called look at Ryan's
I'm
back
dark
in the
again.
dark
There you
again.
go.
That's funny. Bon Journey. So we have a Bon Journey t-shirt to give away with some Oh Yes memorabilia. So we have a guitar pick and a bracelet.
Mhm.
And Brian also pointed out that the logo, their Y and Yes, is
It's a martini glass.
a martini glass. So that's very apropos today. Let's see what else we have. I think this is from Scott's Vintage Antiques and Collectibles. He's the guy who gives us our fortune-telling fish, but we also have some Johnny Quest collector's card. Anybody remember
Ooh.
Johnny Quest? And Bandit. God, I will love that dog, and Haji and all those
Well, you remember it. Good.
characters. Some backstage passes. I think those came. I don't know where they came from, but yeah, we've got some
To what
backstage
act?
passes.
What acts are those for?
Elvis and Kenny Rogers.
Okay. You
Oh,
go
Kenny
and use
looking
those
good.
when those guys come through town, when their hologram
Yeah.
comes through town.
We've got a Mad Magazine book.
Mad Magazine. Good
Mad
stuff.
Verse. Those were classic. When was this made? In like
65.
something. Let's see. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere around there. I can't find it. Oh,
Well,
68. Ooh.
ooh,
So yeah.
still good.
Tell me about
Still
the
cheap.
60s, Daddy. Already showed you that we're giving away these fun things and a spare fuck. I can give a fuck. Hi,
Okay.
Penny. Ryan provided us with some Valentine socks. I'm going to get these out so that you can wear them in time for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And Tracy from Wisconsin, of course, our Slinky Mama, is giving us Slinkies and Bendables. Woo! And gliders. Isn't that fun? Gliders
Right.
are always awesome. And finally, we've got a Garry Meier Show refrigerator magnet, and the prize that started it all, your very
The
own wine
condom.
condom.
All right. Hashtag peepers in the queue. And then Ryan will push the button and somebody will win. First, let's take care of our sponsors. First, Bettenhausen Automotive. Ryan.
Get the best sales and service experience now at Bettenhausen on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Bettenhausen has a new look, but the same automotive DNA lives on. Get Bettenhausen's no hassle, no haggle buying experience. Whether you're looking for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or reliable certified used, Bettenhausen has the vehicle for you with over 900 to choose from. Plus, our state-of-the-art service department is here to keep your vehicle at top performance. Showroom and service scheduling never closes at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
And you need a mortgage, a refi, a reverse mortgage, veterans loan, any of that stuff. This guy's well-versed in all of it, been doing it a long time. He's seen everything. And don't just think you know what you need. for a home loan and what your credit score is, how it affects your payment per month, have him look at it with the free consultation, because that's what he does, and he'll save you money. Those are the numbers on the screen.
You know, I heard him talking about the fact that he was dealing with a woman who had been denied mortgages by several other companies who just listened to the nuts and bolts of her story and went, no, there's no way you're going to get a mortgage. Guess who was able to figure out a way to get her a mortgage?
That's what he does.
David.
Yeah, I mean, because he digs. He doesn't just dismiss people on first glance.
Right.
If he can help you, he's going to help you. That's what he does. He's helped thousands of listeners over the years. Thousands. All right, Leslie, you have some stories?
I do. Do we have some pictures and stuff?
We do.
Ryan?
But you can go ahead and do stories, but we can.
You know what?
If you want.
Let's do the pictures.
Okay.
We usually do pictures here. Let's do those. We have a few.
Do that. Hang on.
Okay. This is why we're in the clear here by a week now, according to this chart. These are the toughest 10 weeks from November 16th to January 22nd. That's when it really gets dark and cold and everything. And now we're past that by a full week plus.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah, it's dark now, but I mean, to have a glow in the sky at 5:15, that was pretty cool.
These little things that you appreciate. We had this story, this guy who ate cheese, beef, sticks of butter for 8 months, and look at what's oozing from his hands.
It
looks like gold.
The lipids were starting to just now, mind you, this isn't like he had a slice of cheese. He was eating 6 to 8 pounds of cheese every day.
Sticks of butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I saw this, and I just have not seen him for a while. And you said he looks like Bob Uecker.
I thought it was when you sent that to me. It's Sylvester Stallone. I thought it was Bob Uecker. Right?
You know,
yeah.
Going from blackety black hair to whitey white hair is startling.
Maybe it's the hair. Maybe it's the hair.
I think that's the hair. Yeah, he just eased into it because the upper body still looks pretty damn buff.
His face looks like, it's a little puffy with something.
Well, he's also still got that lip thing going.
Yeah.
All
right.
This is the billboard that's going around now because at the exit, the Buc-ee's exit is on the border strip club. So now everybody's making these up.
That's a strip club OTB?
Yes, on the border.
On the border.
Which is at the same exit where Buc-ee's is going to be in Oak Creek. So they're going to share the same exit off the freeway.
Okay, so this is a fabricated billboard.
Yes, it is. But but there is an OTB billboard right there. That exit, that strip club billboard is there. So they're just figuring Buc-ee's is just going to take the other half of it, and they'll both be happy.
And thank you, Ryan, for sending me my Buc-ee's refrigerator magnet.
And then locally here in Wisconsin, we have Woodman's, which is a regional chain. So earlier in the day, a male was driving a scooter around drinking in the liquor aisle. So everybody's like, comment, let him be. He's, and then later that day, there's another person in there trying to steal liquor out of Woodman's. So there's been like 4 or 5 crazies going on in the Woodman's liquor department. So I think people are just,
I think cabin fever has really settled in, and that's how it manifests itself. Now, I've heard good things about Woodman's. Do you like it, Ryan?
I do, except it's huge and I don't know where anything is. So, it takes you 45 minutes to walk around the store. But yes, it has a lot of regional products that the big stores don't have. So
okay, it's a big box store. That's what it is. Big box. You go on one door, and then when you come out the other door, you can't find your car because they're a football field away.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
All right. What do you got, Les?
Well, Oddly, I can tie into both of those stories. A trucker in New Jersey accidentally turned a gentleman's club into a drive-through yesterday. Luckily, no one was injured when the big rig tore through the wall at Club 2120, located adjacent to the Riviera Hotel in Pennsauken around 10:30 last night. No word on what caused the crash or whether any charges will be filed.
Was a stripper pinned up against the truck and the pole? Yeah.
I don't know. If so, she was limber enough to avoid.
Climb up the pole before any impact?
You go. A
Good.
fireman, they call it. This group was very particular in their thievery. 6 people in Canada have been charged with stealing approximately $60,000 worth of butter, regular and clarified. Police in the Peel region of Ontario began investigating after local grocers reported a sharp rise in retail thefts, primarily involving butter. All 6 people arrested appear to be part of a ring that provided product for an online black market dealing in butter specifically, often sold to small independent grocers who could also at this point be facing charges.
Yeah, because how else would you buy this butter on the black market? Or a guy has it in his trunk. Hey, I got something for you.
You got to keep coolers then, and it
Yeah.
gets very difficult. But that guy who's got the pustules all over his hands might want to
He
check
would love
into
that. Yes.
the value pricing involved in this. And finally, a 19-year-old healthcare worker in Georgia is facing felony charges after recording herself twerking on a patient's head and then posting the video to TikTok. Lucretia Koyan is charged with exploitation of a disabled person for the now viral video showing her dancing around a man seated in a chair and then twerking in his face. And now a second video has emerged showing her doing something similar to a disabled man seated in a bathtub. In her defense, Ms. Koyan says that in her estimation, the man in the chair at least, seemed very aware and comfortable. An investigation into her actions is ongoing.
Leslie, is it an assisted living space?
It's right there in the name.
Yeah, that's what it is. Assisted.
She's wearing a stethoscope, so she's more than just an orderly. She's
full service.
Yeah. Well, and maybe I don't know.
So wait, the one guy was happy that it was happening, you said?
That's what she's saying, but people are also saying that he's really not capable of making that sort of distinction. So,
I was thinking, okay, if that's something, I'll add that into my new string of nursing homes. You got the screen doors, you got the animal day where the animals walk up and down the halls, you got water balloon fights and twerking.
Infusion of marijuana.
Marijuana through the ventilation system, and a nurse will twerk you.
Gary's going, I'd pay extra for that.
It's assisted living. Deal with it.
Hashtag peepers, you guys.
All right,
Hashtag
are we ready?
peepers.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready? All right, Ryan, why don't you hit the button? Give it away. Give it away. Bump, ba-da-dum, bump, bump, bump. Wayne. Ryan, tell Wayne what to do.
Send your USPS mailing address to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply, and Leslie will get your prize out shortly.
I'll get the address to Leslie, and then she'll pack it up, and then she puts in a personal note, which a lot of people don't do anymore.
So there was some confusion with our winner from 2 weeks ago with Christina. Sorry, Christina. There was a little communication breakdown. Your prize is going out shortly. Last week's winner, PK Krebs or PKK.
We're still waiting to hear.
Yeah, still waiting to hear.
Krebs. Yeah, so, PK, if you can, please email me your address. All right.
I want to make sure you get your props.
Time for the cannoli to come down the aisle. It's delicious and complimentary. Please take it. There it is. Leslie, how do we enter February with our schnauzer?
You know, if your neighbor next door is sunning himself in a jockstrap, keep the schnauzer inside.
Okay.
Don't let him get anywhere
and
close.
Brian, explain that to Hank if he asks.
I absolutely will. Because
Dad,
he thinks,
why do you guys always talk about schnauzers? 3 in the green. Huh?
I was going to say, and he thinks how puppies, dogs have puppies or people have babies, you give them a pill. So I'm going to keep have him thinking that till he's like 20.
You might want to take him to the farm and let him. That's how I learned.
Love the innocence while it lasts. 3 in the green, gear is down, flaps are down. The voice of the globe, America's podcast, the GarrForce, we'll talk to you on Monday, has landed.
And that's all the news and nonsense for this week, GarrForce. Thank you for streaming.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Please be sure to like and share the show on all of your social networks.
More eyeballs.
If you're not already a subscriber, show your support by subscribing to GarrForceLIVE YouTube channel. For those watching a replay, that button is right here. All the rest of our episodes, right here.
Boom.
Hello?
Shakalaka.
Did you click something?